embracing technology in the fight against corruption. But just to clear the air, there's somebody who's really concerned here. He says the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission was more visible and felt before Matemu took over. Even the lady who was in acting capacity before him was more active. At this rate, I am worried they may have simply secured jobs.
Good comment. I would like to refer this gentleman to what we have done in the last quarter of this year. First, there was something that we needed to do. When you get into an office, the first thing you need to do is take stock of business. So you look at, for example, we needed to look at what are the reports like? What is the position of investigations? So we needed to have a program for taking the matters which are concluded to court. And I am sure that has been seen. You talk when it is necessary, but talk is not a substitute for action. We needed to act, and we noted from the feedback that Kenyans wanted to see a number of cases taken forward. And I'm proud to say that they have been taken forward. Apart from that, we have engaged counties. We were in Kisumu, we were in Nyeri, we were in Embu, we were in Eldoret the day before yesterday, and we have also been in Mombasa, but we are going back there. We needed to tell counties, to send the following message to counties. We are telling counties, you need to deal with basic things. You inherited from municipalities ghost workers, and ghost workers lead to ghost payroll, ghost projects, ghost procurements, ghost debts, ghost assets. We needed to remove that. We are asking you to remove the tyranny of ghosts from your counties, so that then you can have a clean slate which now gives people value for money. So we needed to do those engagements. Then we can come to the media like we are. This is, and you have seen in the last 1 month or so, we've been quite in the media. You go to the media to talk about programs, and we needed to put those programs together. Yeah.
Right from your part, Chairman, are you satisfied with the work of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission so far?
Well, I will not say that I am satisfied because we had worked a lot in getting the commission secured under the Constitution, and as I said, from 2011 August, the commission has been in transition until this year. In the process, it has lost staff, a lot of staff, and one of the biggest tasks for the chairman here is really to rebuild the commission. So other than him coming in and finding a ready vessel to take off, he has to reconstruct that vessel, which is unfortunate. But he has to do that pretty fast because Kenyans expect to see results. There isn't going to be a long grace period that he can get in that position. Secondly, is still, if you look at the studies that have been done, including by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, you will see the prevalence of corruption in this country. And if you try and compare that with the prosecutions, there's a very big gap. Also, if you look at the reports that are made on corruption, the level of reporting is pretty low. And the reasons why Kenyans say they are not reporting is because they believe nothing will happen. So there's a challenge, and I know that the Commission has taken up that challenge in trying to build infrastructure for Kenyans to report cases. I know there is the integrated public complaints and referral mechanism that is spearheaded by the Commission with other commissions to help Kenyans report corruption. But there is a lot. But for his benefit and for the benefit of the Commission, I think the Commission is coming in at a time when it has received quite a bit of incapacitation, including even in the budget. So if you look at the budgets that the Commission has attracted compared to the needs, you will see there is need for our members of parliament, because this is really members of parliament who did this, to really look at the fight against corruption and the strategic place it has to occupy in our country. The resources that are lost to corruption in this country mean that we have to invest more in the fight against corruption. So I would say that I cannot say that I am satisfied with the Commission. I expect a lot more. But I also know where they have come from and the position that they are in.
The latest perception report about government department showed the military ranked very high. It used to be police, now the military has gone there, particularly because of recruitment and because of procurement. Because their systems are closed. Military procurement, military things are secret. Even if you ask them basic things like the shoes, I understand there was corruption in procurement shoes, they are not transparent. What can be done to open up these institutions so that public can ask questions about, not about things that compromise our security, but things that are basic?
Well, when it comes to security procurements, I think the secrecy that attends to these matters is not entirely justified. There are certain matters of security that are important to keep away from the public glare. But the world has developed mechanisms of making sure that you also shed light in these military procurements and other matters. And the way some countries have done this is to have a committee in Parliament that deals with the scrutiny of military affairs. And this committee takes an additional oath beyond what other members of Parliament take to safeguard the security of the country with dire consequences of breach. That is one way of some countries have done it. But to say that because it's a security matter we cannot shed light into it is in my view not progressive and not in good faith. But having said that, our institutions are not bad in investigating these matters when they arise. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, the police, for example, and all other enforcement institutions are not prevented from exercising scrutiny of the processes that take place in the military and our security circles. But I do think that the primary institution of oversight, which is the Parliament, should take up renewed measures to shed more light on military spending. Because in many countries it becomes the mother or a place where scandals brood and resources are taken away from the public in the pretext of security.
But the money is so much in terms of military procurement that people will be bought. We have known members of Parliament who have bought the committee like that one can be bought. Look at the ship that they brought the other day, which was bought in Spain through Anglo-leasing. The thing was supposed to cost 2 billion, it cost 4.1. That money made people be billionaire rich, and it can be spread the way Anglo-leasing and the Gorenberg money is spread off. The matter about muzzled.
Yes, I think people can be bought, I think a sage said that everyone has a price. But I think we have to have faith in people and institutions. It is true that there are those who will be bought, but there will still be those who will not be bought. And I think we should invest in emboldening those who will not be bought, and will be ready to stand up for the public interest. And I think other countries have done it. And even here in our country, we've had cases. Some of the issues that have come out even through Parliament is because there are people who have refused to be bought and are able to bring out this information into the public. The same thing is a reason why you have some cases prosecuted and people are convicted, because again you have a whole chain of institutions and people who have refused to be bought. I do know that we have an integrity problem in many of our spaces, not just in public spaces but also in private spaces. But that doesn't mean that we do not have people who will stand. And what we need to do is to, in my view, to support those who are ready to stand, to come forward with information, and those public institutions and individuals that are ready to take up their work by way of investigation and prosecutions. But we need to invest also more in cultural change. I think that is a fundamental thing, and perhaps the largest task now in the fight against corruption remains the cultural change.
There's something that Mumo Matemu, you said that talk cannot be used as a substitute for action. And somebody's a bit concerned here, says, this is Wanjala from Bungoma. He says, hello Mwakazi, ni lini ulimuona fisi akimla fisi? So all is just nothing but trying to please us full Kenyans.
You know, Mwakazi, first I would like to, before I answer that question, let me just say about the military.
Yes, yes.
One thing I like about the survey that we launched the other day is that nobody ignored it. The military, through the principal secretary herself, they engaged with us and even came over to discuss the results of the study. Many people have called us and told us, look, we would like you to give us officers to take us a little deeper into the study and to help us construct instruments for fighting corruption. But one person wrote to us, an MD of one institution, and said, I'm instructing my lawyers to go to court for an order to expunge my name from the study. And then I remember engaging with that officer and telling him, you know, you will have to ask your lawyers about who you are taking to court, because it is Kenyans who gave that feedback. The survey, this is not us. So we don't even have the power to expunge. You will have to ask Kenyans to remove you. The following day, that officer called me and said, you know, I've held a meeting in my top management and the lower levels, and we think the study is correct. We think that we have to do something, and we want to partner with you so that we can sort this out. We think that it reflects the correct position. So one thing that makes me pleased is the fact that the survey was not ignored. People took it seriously. Even the command side of military also accompanied the principal secretary to come and discuss the results. To me, that is one thing that is good that came out of. But let me talk about
This gentleman saying,
yes.
Have you ever seen a hyena eating a hyena? Corruption is all over the place.
That is true. But, you know, there will be a few people who might feel like they want to give up. And what the message we would send back to Wanjala is to tell Wanjala, look, it cannot be business as usual. And as we celebrate Kenya at 50, we need to ask ourselves, what are the things that we have learned from history? Where did we sink really low so that at one time, there was a gentleman called Mad, the cartoonist.
Yes.
He had drawn somebody fishing on Kenyatta Avenue because the ditch